Now, with any luck, that should happen. Oh, we have movement. We have movement.
Not just.
Come on, fuck yeah.
Stay tuned. It's not the last time we'll be saying that tonight. Our computers are toast.
Just massage it in there, mate. Last time it worked.
Well, I feel like it's on a Tuesday, Ava, you just got to thumb it in.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
feels like some of the waiver clients are thumbing it in. So,
we're on, baby. We're on. We're doing it. We're doing the damn thing.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing the damn thing.
Actually, while we're here, I might just put a post on Patreon just to say
we're live. On. We're live. Get on. Get on, boys and girls. Get on. I wonder if I leave that up there, if that's going to fuck up my connectivity.
Probably.
Yeah, I might just fuck it off. It's happening, so.
Don't mess with it. We want downloads, and then you've made that one for the matchups post. Yeah. We'll be round 5 here. Yeah, paid numbers. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. All right, that should get us 2 people.
Yep.
All
right. Let me just while people are flooding in on YouTube.
Like
just the gates.
That's it. Holding back.
The
floodgates are opened. It's
trampling
massive.
each other. Massive. While that's happening, I'll get that. I'll get this open here, just so I can keep an eye on any questions that are coming up. Fingers crossed. I keep getting the wheel of death.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah.
So that's never good.
Oh no. I don't know. We could be cutting the podcast a bit short.
Everything's good. Everything's good on the laptop. Laptop's humming. That's all right. It's just this other fucking thing.
Well, the laptop's new. The laptop's brand spanking, isn't it?
Yeah, humming.
It'd want to be humming then.
All right, almost up. This beer's fucking.
So if anyone out there works for us to sponsor the podcast, hit us up.
Honestly, if you just know computers,
or anyone with any sort of tech, 100.
If you just know computers, we're happy for you to run diagnostics on our computers. To be honest,
it's not like we're boomers or anything. It's a bit beyond me.
Yeah,
I can do all that sort of stuff. I can change tires on cars. It's
well beyond.
It's well above that, though.
Okay. All right, that's up. Just leave that up there. Hopefully that doesn't fuck anything. All right, keen to get it going.
Yeah, mate. Let's do this.
Let's hope there's no lag.
Is it actually live on YouTube?
Yep.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not showing up on when I'm looking it up.
Doesn't come up.
Doesn't come up, but I'm sure it's working.
It's there. We're there. It's happening. Public. Anyway, fuck.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Yep, we're there. Humming.
We're there.
Looking good.
We're on. I can't see it on my work laptop, but yeah.
Okay, don't touch anything.
That's sweet. Let's rock and let's rock and roll, mate.
Let's do it. All right, I'll bring us in with the intro, baby. Let's do it.
You.
Hello, handsome. Care for a rub down?
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Something special is about to happen.
Are you waiting to receive my limp penis?
Very aroused.
Better than later.
Let's do this! That is incredible! That is unbelievable! That is brilliant!
Yeah, g'day rubbers. Welcome back to the Weekly Rubdown, a podcast that rubs down everything NRL Super Coach. You are listening to the Round 5 Rubdown. I'm your host, Natty, and with me, as always, riding shotgun in the Rubmobile is the stats wizard, Wooker. What's doing, mate?
Mate, got another win on the weekend. Just scraped it in. I relied on Metcalf getting injured, but yeah, swinging those sweet chariots. And I see you got a win as well.
First win of
How
the
good.
season. Look, just
The
get that
rub
one
on top.
Get that
Yeah.
one out of the way, and then now it's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Just get that monkey off my back.
The first one's always the hardest.
It is, mate. It's very hard. It's very hard. Now 1-3, looking to make that more wins, please. Just more.
You accepted the defeat. You went 1-4 in the chat,
I don't know, bro. My brain is
giving
mush
yourself
at
an
the moment.
automatic loss.
Absolute mush. Let's
Yeah,
crack a
I feel
10.
you. I feel you. Yeah, mate. I'm absolutely stinging for this. I've had a shit of a day. Well, kind of a day. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. That's good gear. All right. As always, this Rubdown brought to you by our Patreon, the Rub Club, Rubber Stats. Get on there. Tier 1, $5. Tier 2, $8. Cheap as chips. And now each week I have decided to do a little bit of a blurb about what we're providing on the Patreon. Last week I talked about what we provide waiver wire wise. This week I'm going to dive into the game day matchup stat sheet, which is the stat sheet that Walker and I use each week on the podcast. So I'll try and dumb this down as much as possible, dumb it down to my level, because how Walker's written it is a little bit hard to read for me because I'm an idiot. So I'll dumb it down for the rest of us morons. So when you're looking at this game day matchup, you've got two teams side by side listed fullback through to a lock, and then you have their average. So their average so far this season, you have their scoring rank, and then you have what the opposition is conceding to that position. That is really important when you're looking at the next column, which is what I call the arousing statometer. This is the box that's going to show you what the matchup is, right? So to read that matchup, it's color coded. Now, the first one, the most arousing statometer box you can get is a green box with red font. Now, what that's telling you is you've got a player who's a big swinger dick. He's a top scorer in that position coming up against a side who's conceding the most or the second most to that position. Fucking sexy. If you see that, fire them up, captain them, VC, whatever you like. Get 1,000 of them in your team. You're gonna nail it. The next one is a green box with a white font. So that is indicating that the defense is conceding the most or the second most to that position, but it doesn't have to be a top scorer. It can be any player. They're just coming up against the defense that's conceding a lot to that position. The next one, a lighter green box. It's a decent matchup, not arousing. It's just saying that the defense is conceding third to sixth most Supercoach points to that position. Then you've got a white box, neither here nor there, who gives a fuck. And then a red box, that player is coming up against an opposition that is defending that position really well. So a really tough matchup. That's how you read these game day matchup sheets. Honestly, it's the easiest stat sheet to follow. It's your quickest reference sheet for your matchups coming up to the round. And it's the one that I go to straight away because you can look at the game. For example, get up Storm versus Broncos. Bang. I can see straight away. There's a green box with red font right next to Jerome Hughes' name. Oh, that's arousing. We love that. So right away, you're thinking, okay, Jerome Hughes has got a really good matchup. Could be a VC. Also, he plays on that right edge for the Storm. So Broncos, that left edge defense is a little bit weaker. What else can you plug on that right edge for the Storm? So, I mean, there's a lot of stat sheets that you can go in after that and dive down the rabbit hole, but this game day matchup sheet is the one to go to straight away because it's so easy to read, guys. And that's just one of the many stat sheets that we provide on the Patreon. This is my favorite. This is the best one. The game day match. It's unmatchable, isn't it, Wook?
And it gets better as the season goes on, because what will happen is when we get to round 7, we start to separate out the season-long averages and start to use the 6-round average.
Well, yeah.
So your six round average is really your finger pulse, how teams are going form-wise. So that one's available on Tier 2 subscribers for happy ending. And look, as we go through the season, there's so many different elements that we use, but look, for what we use in the podcast, it's literally these matchup sheets, and they are good as gold. And it was one of the first things we kind of started to develop and started to think, fuck, we're only using a 15th of these matchup sheets. How can we put it out there? And yeah, we decided, Patreon sounds like a goer. And look, everyone's embracing it, and there's a lot of good gear getting on in there.
The Rub Club was born, people, and that's how it went down. Yeah, I forgot about the 6-round averages. Once they start firing away, especially at the back end of the season when you've had personnel changes, you've had injuries, now you might have teams that are attacking better on the opposite side of the field and stuff like that. So you want to dive into that 6-round average sheets because you want a better look at how teams are performing right now, not over a 20-round sample size. So really good gear.
Yeah, like the first few weeks is kind of irrelevant when you're looking at a season, like the back end of the season. So look, teams like the Titans, they might be a completely different outfit towards the back end of the season.
You'd want to hope so.
They could also be a bag of shit still. So
you'd want to hope they're a fucking better side than they are now. I tell you, if you're a fucking Titans fan, grim times.
Wouldn't be hard.
Grim times. So okay, that's enough of sucking each other off and sucking the Patreon off and circle jerking. I've got my hand on yours. You've got your hand on mine. It's a really good start to the podcast. Makes us feel really good. But let's get into some injuries.
I'm very badly injured.
Okay, you ready? I'll fire them away, bro. You tell us who's coming in for these guys. Luke Metcalf, fractured leg, 3 to 5 months. Not the guy that we thought to be there, but yeah.
Thought CHT was an absolute lock for this, but Tamara Martin has come from the clouds. He's snagged the spot, and CHT is not even on the bench anywhere to be seen. So, yeah, it's a huge win for Tamara Martin. We've seen what he can do. He's quite good. He's available fullback and 5'8". So yeah, he's definitely one to pick up because he's going to have a decent run there if you can keep the spot.
Fair. Phil Sammy, now another guy. So I sucked CHT's dick in the free agent frothies, and I sucked Phil Sammy's dick in the free agent frothies. So. Mate, if I sucked your dick in the free agent frothies, the chances are you're not playing this week. Phil Sammy, syndesmosis, 3 weeks.
Yeah, so Jojo Fafita's come in, and look, he's played a lot on the right side, so you'd expect him to come in. AKP's got the flick as well on the other side, and Harley Smith-Shields has come in, so I expect them to be on those sides, but yeah, remains to be seen what Desi comes up with.
Oh, he's swinging the axe. Desperate times. Kenan Palacia, quad strain. He's out. This pack for the Titans is just obliterated.
Yeah, Aaron Clark comes in at lock, and Jamin Jolliffe moves in the front row. So, look, I think it's a bit of a sideways shift for Jolliffe because it's like a third middle forward anyway. Aaron Clark's an interesting one. We were keen on him last year, but yeah, I'm not overly keen on Titans at the moment, to be honest.
If you've got a cute little Titan with a helmet on next to your name, probably won't be in my team. Let's be honest. It's like last year when we were saying if you've got a cute little tiger next to your name, I'm not keen on you. If you've got a little helmet next to your name, I'm not keen on you. Jacob Preston, broken jaw, 6 weeks. Not sure how this motherfucker came back out on the field, but yeah, he's gone.
That was a Sattler type effort coming up back on the field. Oh, a Surges effort as well. Like broken jaw, played about the rest of the game. Joshy Curran actually comes in on the right side, and as an owner, I'm fucking Devo because there was a half a chance that he was getting the front row forward. I don't think that's going to be the case now.
No,
but he's going to get 6 weeks at the spot, and we've seen Joshua Curran can output something fierce. So starting spot should be up.
Yeah, he comes in
towards the
regardless.
60 average, which is fucking awesome.
100.
Yep.
Elliot Whitehead still out with that calf, but you've also got Zach Hosking with a head knock as well for the Raiders.
Yeah, Arthur Mariota gets the run, and look, he comes with a lot of raps on him. So look, we've seen what he can do in the front rotation. Not sure he has the lateral mobility for an edge spot, but look, I'm not putting it past him being able to do it at that level.
Yeah, nice. We've also got poor little Albert Hopewadi with his arm burnt. He's not there either.
Yeah, that just means that James Schiller keeps his spot out on the right wing. So look, Schiller in the preseason as well as this season. So yeah, he might be hard pressed to get the spot back, I think.
Schiller is good. Alex Johnston, hammy, 6 weeks.
Yeah. Isaac Thompson actually comes in first game in a long time. So he'll get the run. Very, very low ownership, obviously. So look, he's definitely going to be one that's mid-range. It's a Ferrari spot though on that left edge.
Real estate.
For the bunnies. So you just got to go for him, I think. If you shorten that CTW spot. For
sure, 100%. We've got Brendan Piakura still out for another 3 weeks for the Broncos.
Yeah, so Jaden Hunt gets another run. Look, he's nothing too special. So I wouldn't be running out and grabbing Jaden Hunt unless you're going to be playing him in your front row forward spot. Even still, coming up against a Storm, he's not going to be getting too many points.
No, exactly. And he's not getting the 80 minutes on the edge there either. Bryce Cartwright, ribs. No. This seems to be a bit of a week-to-week pain tolerance issue. Not playing this week. Just one to keep an eye on, though.
Yeah, Matto, your boy, he comes into the right edge. So that's going to be pretty big output for him. And look, I think it's a bit of a case that both him and Cartwright and Tuolangi are out. So that's the reason why Matto's got the start.
Yep.
But yeah, it might be a couple of weeks, but it's going to be a good couple of weeks for him, I think.
I think so too, mate. And that's also good for my other boy, Hopgood. You would expect he gets a few more minutes there at lock as well. So going to be hard to pick my 2 RFs at the moment. How can I pick just 2? Fuck. I've got so many good ones. Head knocks, Isaac Liu, Fox, Zach Hosking, Kurt Capewell out with the 11-day stand down.
Yeah, so Isaac Liu, not much to talk about there. Fox, he's actually been replaced by Wilson. So Blake Wilson comes in. It's going to be interesting to see where Wilson actually lands because he's obviously played a lot on the right side at the start of the season. It seems like he's out of favour compared to Tracy. So I would expect Blake Wilson to line up on the left, Tracy to line up on the right because Tracy will stay on that right once Fox comes back.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll play left.
And then Hosking we covered before with the Mariota, and then Kurt Capel. I think his replacement's Nia Corey, so he comes into the starting spot. We saw what Nia Corey did last season. He's a 45 to 50 plotter at worst. So he's definitely an option if you're short in 2RF.
Yeah, I'm big on Nia Corey, especially. Just a hard, strong line that he runs. SJ loves to use him. Suspensions, my boy Maxi Plath, no good. 2 matches. Lachlan Galvin, 2 matches for him. And Kurt Morin, 2 matches for him as well.
Yeah. Oh, Maxi Plath, that was a pretty bad one, to be honest. I'm surprised it was only 2 weeks. And Lockie Galvin's wasn't exactly the best either. So giving him the bit of the walls of Jericho.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, plenty of guys running though.
That's it. Well, Max Plath, you've got Raystone coming in for him, so he's not a bad pick up for a couple of rounds.
Yeah, sorry.
Lockie Galvin out.
Jaden Sullivan.
Bud Sullivan comes in. Kurt Morin, who gives a fuck. Blokes returning.
Bench. Yeah.
Decent list going on here. Dan Gago, Cam Bunster, Jerome Hughes, C&K, Christian Welch, Jackson Hastings back at the Knights, Leo Thompson, Tamara Martin, James Fisher-Harris, Alex Twell, Harley Smith-Shields for the Titans. Bailey Simonson finally gets a call up, and they send Morgan Harper packing. The fucking writing was on the wall there for Harper, I'm telling you.
There's only so many line breaks and tries you can concede before losing your spot.
Terrible for my punting.
You found the limit at least.
Because
I 100%, mate.
I just bet on anyone that's running at him. Anyone that's within 50 meters of Morgan Harper, I'm betting on.
Oh, mate. I was all over Timoko this week, and yeah, anyway.
Speaking of Timoko, just picked him up.
Oh, yeah. It's not a bad play. Not a bad play.
Bit of a sideways.
Gave up your boy that you were spruiking.
A bit of sideways, but just player movement. I like players moving in and out of sides. All right, let's. What
was it the Wiseman said? If you ain't trading, you're fading?
Yeah, something like that. We don't say that on this podcast, though. All right. Let's get into rubbing down these games. Round 5, bro. Let's do it.
Stats, records, rankings, weather. I know the team.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock.
I know these players.
All you gotta do is bet on the win.
I know this wonderful game called football.
Let's get on with the rub down.
Oh, fuck yeah.
First up, Thursday, 8 p.m., Storm v Broncos, Amy Park, and God, I'm just looking at this gorgeous game matchup sheet that I can just read, color-coded boxes. It's all too easy for me here. So if we're talking about strengths and weaknesses, where I think points, where I think tries are going to be scored, Storm weak on their edges, conceding over 30% of their tries a piece to right wing and left wingers. And if I take my mind back to 2023, they were pretty similar then as well. Wingers did well against the Storm. So I'm going to sort of hone in on the Broncos left attack because I do like that left attack. I think that matchup is going to fire here. Hughes and Katoa have combined for 17 missed tackles, and Meaney and Warbrick have conceded 6 line breaks together. So I do like Cobbo. I do like Tristan Saylor on the swing. I do like Jesse Arthurs to get some meat in this one. That left edge is looking good. Mam, maybe, a couple of support players as well. Now, for the Storm, Hughes, it's their right attack. And where are Brisbane weak? Their weakest point is down their left edge defense, specifically Mam. He is a fucking liability in defense in 2024. He has 22 missed tackles and 6 line breaks conceded. So Hughes giving that short ball to Eli Katoa. I do like that play in this game. Eli Katoa will fuck Mam up. So it is the right attack for the Storm and the left attack for the Broncos for me, mate. What are your top matchups in this game?
Nail on the head, mate. It's Jerome Hughes by a country mile, and obviously his partner in crime, Eli Katoa. Look, I think they're going to work towards isolating Mam and Jaden Hunt in defence. And look, we've seen that Mam and Jaden Hunt haven't really worked that well in defence in previous games. So I think it's definitely that's going to be the key matchups in this one. So I'm a Eli Katoa owner. Very, very difficult choice for me on who I actually VC in this one because I've got Pappy as well. So the high octane upside or go pure matchup. So it's a tough one.
It could be a messy game. This one, it's either going to be 1,000 points scored in this one or it's going to be 12-8.
Yeah, I think. Look. Based on what we've seen, especially Broncos playing in Amy Park, it's a good outing for the Bronx. So I do feel like they won't really be in this one. I don't think it's going to be a blowout though. So I think D is going to be quite good because both these sides have, especially this season, are building a strong D. So look, guys are probably going to struggle, and we've seen that this season Jordan Ricky's defense has been quite good on the edge, and Sean Bloor coming up against him probably won't have the upside that we'd be hoping. Also, Sean Bloor hasn't really been playing 4 minutes either. So something to keep in mind if you are looking at bringing him in. And look, the Broncos pack, they're gonna struggle in this one as well. Interesting to see though. Ben Takura, the tallest guy in the league,
Big boy.
has been picked for this round, and I'm excited. Getting excited. I'm devastated that Nas isn't playing though.
Yeah, that would have been a great matchup. The two big boys,
wouldn't
huge.
it? Wouldn't it?
Huge.
Yeah.
In terms of waiver wire or free agent claims, not a lot doing here. I mean, Sean Bloor, you did mention that he probably isn't going to be playing 80 minutes. But
like Tristan Saylor, if he's there, but it's a tough matchup. Like Xavier Coates on paper has a very good matchup, but look, he's not really Supercoach relevant, if I'm honest. I mean, outside of that, like if Christian Welch is available, you might grab him. But yeah, it's pretty bare, if I'm honest, in this one.
Probably free agent pickups at best in this game.
Oh, absolutely. So you're not in a rush for any of those.
No. I mean, if you are a Reece Walsh owner, you should have already handcuffed yourself to Tristan Saylor. He looked good. He looked really good, Tristan Saylor. Yeah,
it doesn't look out of place, and I think he deserves a spot in the 17 it's somewhere. Probably not as an owner in one league. I don't want that to happen. I want him to just drop out of the 17. But yeah, I think he's too good to leave out, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he's good gear. It's funny because he sort of came out and said like, I could definitely start some in another club, but I want to stay here at the Broncos, even though I know that I'm behind Reece Walsh, and you're
never going to get a spot.
That's it. And I mean, how old is Reece Walsh? He's a baby. So you're sitting behind a bloke that's got another 10 years in the position, mate. Dip your toe out there.
Maybe he's looking at maybe Mann moving into the halfback spot, and maybe Reece Walsh moving into the halves, or vice versa. Saylor moving into the halves. But maybe that's the plan.
True. VC options in this game. I'll keep saying this until Payne Haas comes back. You can VC Carrigan. He is a 70 to 80 point player with pure base. He'll get 80 minutes and he'll churn through those fucking points. I'm watching him very closely, and fuck, it's sexy.
Yeah, it's one that I'd like looking at the VC options. Look closely to see what the forecast is weather-wise, because if it ends up being a bit rainy, you might want to steer clear of guys like Ryan Pappenhausen and maybe use your VC in another game. So yeah, I in this one specifically, definitely check the weather.
Yeah, fair. Obviously Hughes, Katoa, you could probably fire them up if you've got them. Do like Hughes here. Pappenhausen always a decent VC no matter who he plays. But just keep in mind the Broncos, notoriously a good defensive side, so it could be a close one here. Let's get into the next game. Friday, 6 p.m. Bulldogs v the Roosters, Accor Stadium. So looking at the strengths and weaknesses, straight up, the Dogs actually have the top statistical matchup when we're talking about edges here, and it's down their right attack. The Roosters really weak down their left edge defense, especially against right wingers. So Connor Tracy, not a bad plug and play in this one. I do like his matchup. Roosters, they're just so heavily dominant down their right edge, so it's hard to look elsewhere in this one. I do like that matchup of Young v Wilson. Teddy has a lovely matchup, more on the side of history, not stats. So, like, obviously, I went through the history of Teddy versus the Bulldogs on the Chase Your Losses podcast, and he's had more tries than he's had appearances against the Bulldogs. Let's put it that way. So, could be up for a big one here, Teddy, but I do like the right attack for both teams in this one. I think the Roosters win. I think they win pretty handedly. I think you'll see some points probably on both sides of the ball here for the Roosters. I think they put the Dogs to the sword. Yeah,
I think the Dogs have been conceding so much through their right, through their right side defense. So two left-sided players. So I know Robbo's pretty clued on with all that sort of stuff. So maybe they are looking at that as the weak link in the side, and maybe it is Toop's opportunity. I know we did this a few weeks ago and it didn't pay off, or you specifically. But yeah, it looks like it could be one of those type of matchups where, look, I think there's probably going to be, you put the stats to one side and the Roosters just gravitate towards what works for them, and what works for them is probably a Dom Young special. I think he is out and out going to have an absolute crackerjack of a game, I think.
I'm just reading some of these fucking YouTube comments. How is Wooker streaming from 1997?
What is it? Is it because of the reception?
Yeah, it must be.
Is it coming up? It's fucked
on YouTube. It must be real little messy on your side.
Yeah.
As messy as these lives are, the tech fuck ups are entertaining to watch. Obviously, YouTube's fucked up because of the connectivity, but the boys seem to be enjoying it. Walker, can you use some of my $8 to upgrade your internet connection so it doesn't look like I'm playing Minecraft every time? That's good.
Fair play.
That is
look, it's not my internet. I'll give you a tip. My internet is very fast.
Well,
I'm on my brain.
Well, mine seems to be fucking sweet as on YouTube there. You do have some weird error message flashing up on your side of the Riverside, though. That could be an issue.
Yeah, that could be it. To be honest, so yeah, might be streaming through a phone. Maybe streaming through a phone's not the best idea, but we'll see.
Oh fuck! Good gear, really good gear. All right, any waivers or free agent claims in this one, bro?
Oh, mate, Connor Tracy for sure. I think he's definitely worth a play. Just we know how far they're going that right season. So Wilson's got a heap of meat there. Tracy bagged it on the weekend. So yeah, definitely looking at him. Outside of that, Joshua Curran's already gone in most leagues. Angus Crichton has a decent matchup. He's definitely one that, look, based on past performances, you'd be an idiot to not consider him. Unlikely to get 80 minutes, granted, but look, I think he's a great shot coming up against Josh Curran. New position at the club, so new defensive combinations. So yeah, maybe those are the key ones from my side, anyway.
Yeah. Geez, Angus Crichton's going to be very interesting to see how many minutes he can actually get there in the Roosters pack, because he fucking looked good when he came on. He looked very strong.
It looked fantastic.
Yeah, and Keary plus started playing with him in the side as well.
Made some very crucial runs, and like he lifted the team with those runs. So look, didn't score that well, but look, I think that was just a factor of how many minutes he got. So look, I'd be expecting him to get close to like 40 to 45 this week. And look, always a chance to score when you're running that hard as well.
Yeah.
They'll be in good positions, you'd imagine.
VC options. Love Teddy. Love Young.
Oh, yeah.
Manu, obviously, fire him up. There's three of the big dicks there you want to be firing up. No one really from the Bulldogs. I mean, Connor Tracy's got a great matchup, and I do like him as a plug and play, but I wouldn't be VCing him. Just those three big boys from the Roosters, I'm all over. Yeah,
so far as VC and captaincy options, those are the main guys. You might look at Manu, but look, Crichton's such a good defensive center that he's lining up against. You couldn't really do it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Let's move on to the next game. Friday, 8 p.m. Knights v Dragons, McDonald Jones Stadium. So, looking at your strengths and weaknesses here, it's all coming up. Knights, Dragons, woeful against left attacks. Obviously falls nicely for the Knights because the Knights are just all left attack, baby. And if we just look at those right defenders for the Dragons, Hunt, 17 missed tackles, 6 line breaks conceded. Jaden Sewer, 11 missed tackles, 3 line breaks conceded. Bird, 10 missed tackles, 4 line breaks conceded. Lomax, 5 missed tackles, 4 line breaks conceded. Someone's scoring some fucking tries out there on the left. The Knights, we know that Ponga loves that left. It's all left when Ponga's got the ball. I love Best. Best is a really good matchup in this one.
Best has an awesome matchup.
You look at the Dragons, they've obviously leaked a lot of points, a lot of tries, 2 left attacks, but it seems to be always that left center. So he's got a great matchup, but you fire anyone up on that left. Kai Pearce-Paul has been getting above 65 points a game with 80 minutes with no real attacking stats. Wait until this motherfucker starts throwing offloads and scoring tries. He's going to be unstoppable. He's going to be an 80, 90-point player there. And, of course, Nari Tuala, nice little plug-and-play as well. Anytime you can pick up a left winger for the Knights, you have to do it. So, left, baby. What about you, mate? What's the top matchups?
Oh, I mean, look, you hit the nail on the head with Bradman Best. I think he's got one of the best matchups in this game. Probably looking at Benny Hunt as well, lining up against Jackie Cogger. New defensive combination there with Kai Pearce-Paul. Definitely something that's been exposed in recent weeks. Jaden Sewer actually has a good matchup as well. So both of those right-sided players coming up against Cogger and Kai Pearce-Paul is definitely a defensive issue that they're going through at the moment. So one that I'd be looking at. But yeah, it's all going to be Knights in this one. I think they win convincingly. Kalen Ponga's got a decent matchup. So Dragons been conceding 71.8 points to opposed fullbacks, and I don't think that changes too much in this one. I think Kalen Ponga is a really good shot for a ton in this one.
Oh, I like to hear that. So when we're talking about waivers and free agent pickups, like I said, Nari Tuala still sitting at a pretty low ownership. He needs to be picked up. Get him.
Super low.
If anyone's dropped Jackson Hastings, especially in deeper leagues, picking him up, I think he does come on and play that left edge for the Knights, and they move Cogger over to the right. Don't mind him. Leo Thompson, getting decent minutes, pumping at a decent PPM. If you need 50 points
45 to 50.
Yeah, he's going to do it. And it's just a no-brainer.
100.
Wake up and just pick him up free agent. I don't mind that. Tom Eisenhuth, bro. What do we think about Tom Eisenhuth? Because he got 72 points and he didn't score a try, and he only played like 40-something minutes.
Played off the bench. Look, Flano's playing a bit of musical chairs with this lock spot. RFM's starting. Tom Eisenhuth's been named, but will never start. Look, Tom Eisenhuth's available in CTW and 2RF. You're mad not to go grab him to get a bit of flexibility in that position. If he can punch out those scores in that little time, there's no risk. There's no risk if you've got enough bench space to carry him and you're covering a few injuries. Look, he's a ready-made replacement for guys like Jackie Bird, who's also dual, but has only had the one good game.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about him.
Yeah. Well, he comes out of the Storm system, so you know that he comes from a good defensive structure. So Flano loves that. So he's going to invest a bit of time into him, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind him as a pickup. Probably a free agent for Tommy Eisenhuth, but I agree. I don't mind him. Jaden Sewer, he's obviously sitting at sort of low 40% ownership, but we've always loved Jaden Sewer.
Offers a lot.
Yes, 100%. Other than that, not a lot doing. For VCs, it's Callum Ponga 100%. He goes in there. For the Dragons,
Benny Hunt in a pinch, just due to the quality of the matchup. The Knights have conceded 71 points to opposed right halves. So, look, it's definitely one that I'd be interested in. But look, I'm not an owner in any league, so actually in our league. In the Rubbers League, but it's probably not one that I'd be recommending to too many people unless haven't got any other options.
Yeah, fair. Yep, KP will get the VC armband for me in this game. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the Saturday 3 p.m. game. Bunnies v the Warriors, Accor Stadium. So looking at strengths and weaknesses here, edge v edge. Bunnies left defense has been completely obliterated so far this season. It is a fucking sieve. Warriors, obviously, they've been a more balanced attacking team, but you'd think through video sessions, they'd be able to capitalize down that right attack and fire up DWZ, especially with CNK back in this side. So this is where you're going to see more of DWZ. This is where you're going to see more of SJ. CNK is so integral to this attack. I think he's going to add another dimension to this attack on both sides of the ruck, left, right, doesn't matter. I think it's going to uplift the Warriors' guns. RTS, SJ, DWZ, they're all going to get a tasty little uplift in their average, I suspect, but especially that right edge because CNK does favour that sweep. And if they do that in this game up against this Bunnies left edge, they're going to find success. So DWZ for some meat in this one. Bunnies, I mean, who the fuck knows? Now you got AJ out. They've been playing horrible. Whiten looks good. And I think now with AJ out, he has less motivation to pass the ball than he did before. And he didn't really pass the ball much before anyway. So it's a tuck it and run game for White. And I don't mind him. Latrell Mitchell's always up for these type of games. So he's a decent VC. But I'm more interested on this Warriors side of the ball. See if this right attack can fire up with CNK back at the helm. What's your top matchup, brother?
No, it's definitely top matchups here. I think it's the battle. Latrell and CNK both have really good matchups. The Warriors can get 1 points per game to oppose fullbacks. So look, fire Latrell up for hit the nail on the head. DWZ has a fantastic matchup. Bunnies have conceded a buttload of points to opposed right wingers. However, that was with AJ on that edge. Obviously, Isaac Thompson comes in. I think there might be a bit of a change because for whatever reason, AJ just looked both out of position and a little bit slow. So I'm not entirely sure whether he's carrying a bit of a hamstring strain or something along those lines into the games. And look, a bit of extra pace with Isaac Thompson, maybe that closes the gap. I'm not sure, but look, it's still a fantastic matchup. They've been conceding 88 points per game. Obviously, Dallin doesn't need an invitation to the try line. So, yeah, he's definitely going to get a fair bit of joy, I think, in this game too.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree. Waivers, probably not. I mean, you probably waiver for Isaac Thompson just because of that real estate, that left edge for the Bunnies, and because he's going to get a fair whack of time there, at least 6 weeks on the left edge for the Rabbitohs.
6 weeks.
Yeah. So you don't mind that.
On the other recurring injury.
Yeah, 100%. For the others, for the Warriors, other side of the ball, I do like Marcelo Montoya. I think, plenty of base. Now that the Warriors are more balanced in attack, they are slinging the ball out there to that left edge with RTS sucking in so many defenders. Montoya's, he's got a little bit of space. So I don't mind having him part of your CTW rotation and firing him up when the Warriors play some weak right edge defenses. Marata Niokore, obviously, he's worth a pickup. But other than those guys, Tamara Martin, like you said earlier, not a bad pickup either.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's. I mean, apart from him, it's going to be pretty bare in this one. Niokore, like you mentioned, he'll get you 50 points or something on those lines. That Thompson and look, would you go Rocco Berry? He's actually had a couple of decent games. We've never really seen huge upside from him, so it's probably not one that you can recommend. Yeah,
he's definitely a watch list because I wasn't sure whether he was going to lock down that spot when he came in. So, team, his job security.
I thought Pompey would have got the spot.
Yeah. So
I thought Pompey would have got the spot because of the goal kicking. As a backup goal kicker, but I think with Metcalf injured, who's the backup goal kicker?
Barnett.
Oh, it would be too. It would be actually.
Mitchie Barnett.
Oh,
big Mitchie. Imagine if he started kicking goals. Woo!
When was it? When was the last time he kicked goals?
Mate, when he had a Knights emblem on his left chest. Fuck. Whenever forwards start kicking goals, the super coach landscape just is brought to their knees. So arousing.
Fuck man, Reece Martin Wasn't he the one that got away?
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Anyway, VC options, Latrell, obviously, DWZ, SJ, Roger. I think there's going to be points in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say even RTS.
Yep. Yeah.
Look,
Defense
I
has
think
been
even
a bit off both
Jackie.
sides.
Yeah, I think Jackie White and even lining up against Rocco Berry, we were just talking about. Look, he found his way to the try line a couple of times, and look, kind of left AJ out of the picture. So could be a bit of the same in this one.
Yeah, yeah. Rando's big on White to get some meat in this one. So, yeah, nice little ATS there. White wouldn't be bad to pick up. Hello. Now, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Seagulls v Panthers, 4 Points Park. Panthers have a really good record against Manly at 4 Points. So I expect the Panthers to win here. First, I'll talk about the edge versus edge here. It's all about the right edge for the Panthers. They're scoring over 70% of their tries down their right. It's right. Even on the weekend when there's no Cleary and you think, okay, Luai is going to sling the ball down his edge. Right it is. And fucking Taruva scored a hat trick. So really hard to ignore that right edge for the Panthers, even though Manly are weakest down their right edge defense, which means you would like to see guys like Taylor May, To'o perform well in this game statistically, but just an outlier because the Panthers just love to pummel that right attack. I do like Taylor May's matchup against Garrick. Garrick has had some brain explosions in this new position, center defensive-wise. He has conceded 5 line breaks this year, missed 12 tackles. So if Taylor May can get early ball and get a bit of a one-on-one with Garrick, I like that. The Paulo Garrick DCE combination in defense, they've combined for 12 line breaks. So look, if the Panthers can fire up that left attack, I think they'll find success. But in all honesty, I don't think it matters where they send the ball. They're going to find success. I think the Panthers just smother the Sea Eagles in defense and field position, just like they did the Roosters. They just kicked them to death, and they crept their way up the field a meter by a meter until the Roosters cracked, and then that's when they scored their points. So without Cleary, their attack is a little bit stifled, but they're just going to defend their dicks off, and they're going to play high percentage football, and Manly just have too many mistakes in them to stick with Panthers here. So I hate any Manly player this week. I think it could be a really low-scoring game for the Sea Eagles. If you're a Turbo owner, you're probably pretty worried anyway because his scores have been way down, or way down for what you expect from him. It's not going to change this week. He's going to have a bad game as well. Yeah,
and look, it's after this week, it might be a good opportunity to get in the ear of the Turbo owner to try to buy low.
Sure.
So if you're playing like a flex or something like that, and you've got an extra fullback, it's definitely one that I'm looking at in another league. So we're playing a flex, and trying to tires him out of. It's a CNK owner as well. So CNK's come back, and now he's got the 2 fullbacks. Yeah, we'll see if I can get that across the line.
If you're the Gutho owner, and Gutho's obviously going to fucking kill it in the next sort of 6, 7, 8 weeks while Moses is out, I'd be looking to move Gutho onto one of these underperforming big dick fullback guns. That is perfect. It doesn't get any better because as soon as Moses comes back, Gutho's going to shift back into that mid-60s averaging player, and you'll be humming.
Yep.
That's a lot.
We nailed that in the preseason. Look, he did exactly what we expected this round. Round just gone. No Moses, tons up. Shock me.
I know. Nailed it. All right, mate. What are your top matchups here for the Manly Panthers game?
Don't mind Dylan Edwards. Manly conceding 80-odd points to opposed fullbacks, so definitely one that I love that matchup. Liam Martin, if he was fully fit, I'd be looking at that one as well. But Isaiah Yeo in his place, definitely keen on firing him up if you obviously, if you've got him, you're playing him, but he's definitely worthy of a captaincy option early in the round if you've got him. I think there's going to be, like, if you've got an ATS out for anyone, Sinai Taruva, he's scoring tries for fun. It's outrageous. He's definitely one that I would I'd be firing up if I've got him in your CGW rotation.
Oh yeah. I mean, I will say this: every time I bet on Taruva to score, To'o scores, and every time I bet on To'o to score, Taruva scores. So can't really pick this week. Actually, in the Chase Laws podcast, I've just gone Taruva or To'o to score because I couldn't pick. But
like, at what point will betting agencies give you the option to go for the right winger or left winger rather than specific players?
They'll never.
Like, surely there's got to be the option.
They'll never do it because that's
it's
when
so
they make
fucked
money.
Though.
But when there's late switches or shit, that's when they make money.
Exactly.
I know it makes sense for us.
Frustrating.
It makes sense for us to win money.
Yeah, exactly.
For them, not so much. VC options, probably we're straddling that VC captaincy option as being a 5:30 Saturday game. So not a lot here, if I'm honest. I'm not keen on anyone. Yeah. Like I said, the Panthers attack a little bit stifled with no Cleary, and Seagulls, they're just going to get smothered in this game. So super coach wise, not really keen on anyone.
Yeah, I think like a safe captaincy option is probably Yo, but outside of that, like, we're not looking at mad high ceilings for most of the players. So look, even the wingers, if they do score a try, they're probably going to be mid-70s anyway. Yeah. Dylan Edwards is probably the one out of the crowd there, but I mean, if you've got him, VC him, but I wouldn't be captain.
Isaiah, isn't he just pumping out 70s for fun? What a weapon!
That's just outrageous. He's getting better with age. So good.
What a weapon! All right, let's move on. Let's get into the Saturday 7:35 p.m. game: Dolphins v Tigers, Suncorp Stadium. So, matchups here. It's a bit of a weird one here because the big matchup is the Finns left attack, which is strange coming out of the 2024 season because the Finns were all down their right. So they're dominant down their left in 2024. The Tigers leaking 38% of their tries to left attacks, specifically bad against left wingers. Hello, Jack Bostock. For the Tigers, they've been pretty solid down their left. Obviously, Justin Olam getting a lot of balls, scoring a lot of tries. We love that. But with no Lockie Galvin, will they be a little bit lost down that left edge attack? So it is a game here that's very hard to sort of put your finger on the pulse and try and find out where points are going to come from, because Tigers have played well above their weight, and Finns, being a more balanced attacking side, really hard to sort of hone in on which edge is going to get the points. Obviously, they attacked down both sides on the weekend. They were just fucking firing on all cylinders. So it's best to stay and stick to the big hitters. Hammer's obviously going to be there. Jermaine Sarko maybe. Yeah. But I do like Jack Bostock as a plug and play here. That left winger is statistically humming up against this Tigers outfit. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I mean, it's a small sample size for against the Tigers, so it's a tough one to fully nail it down. But like you mentioned, I think Justin Olam is a decent plug and play as well. Sort of low ownership. He jumped a little bit towards the back end of the week, so it's so weird that they're attacking down their left when they've added Farnworth to their right. I just can't wrap my head around it. But yeah, I think Cody Nicarima playing left, it's probably guided a bit of their attack to the left. So that doesn't shock me too much. Ray Stone obviously comes in, so he's a decent plug and play. We'll play decent minutes this week as well, because obviously Maxi Plath is out for the next couple of weeks, along with Lockie Galvin. Looking across the board, like the key matchups is going to be Jack Bostock. Olam is coming off week-to-week tries, so definitely one to look at. But Isaiah Papali'i, I've got a feeling in my bones about Isaiah Papali'i getting across the stripe this week. So I'll be yes this week. But if you've got him in your 2RF rotation, he's definitely one to play this week, I'd imagine.
Nice. IPAP. Okay. A little bit of an ATS shout there. Yeah, look, for waivers, I do like Jack Bostock as a pickup, and I do like Lachlan Galvin, even though he is sitting out for 2 matches. The kid's a gun. He hasn't scored below 60 since he fucking came into the league. He's a weapon. Base is really good. Tigers look decent in attack. You might get him for a little bit cheaper because guys probably aren't keen to go so early on him with this suspension. So put a waiver claim in for Lockie Galvin 100%, because I know I will be.
And it's a tough position as well. So it's one that, look, 5'8" is one that can hurt you back at the back end of the season. It can hurt you at the moment, to be honest. That position is going to be pretty vital. He's an absolute weapon. Play for the future. And look, props to Benji for giving him the run at the start of the season. Everyone was thinking that, like, this combination, Aiden Caesar and Jaden Sullivan, was 100% going to be us included, was 100% going to be the halves combination. But yeah, he's going to have some really tough decisions to make when Luai comes to town. Obviously, like, you'd think that Aiden Caesar might shift on, but who knows?
Yeah, that Lachlan Galvin.
I don't know whether Luai can steer a ship, though. That's the thing at halfback.
Gonna have to learn to.
Yeah.
All right. So I do like Ewan Aiken. He's sitting sort of mid 40s percentage ownership. You got to pick him up. He's getting high 50s up to about 60 in pure base. Love him. Other than that, I mean, Fanoa Pole, Stefano Udakamano, these type of guys, really good plugs in your front row forward position. I think you should get up, pick these guys up, free agent, whoever's available. Like, if you miss out on Udakamano, Fanoa Pole, he's doing a decent enough job there as well. I'll put a shout out to the big boppers for the Finns. So whether that be Kerr, whether that be Jesse Bromwich, or Nichols, just because the Finns score so many tries up the guts. You know, James Kay getting out a dummy half, attracting that first A defender, and then putting some of these big boys over. It just happens again and again. It happened all last year, and it's happening again. I mean, Josh Kerr, has he scored 2 tries so far this season? It's fucking crazy. So if you've got the choice between someone like maybe an Udakamano or a Josh Kerr, and maybe you go Josh Kerr because there is that chance of that upside, that try. So just think about that when you're picking up Finns with the big boppers there, because they fucking score tries. I mean, if Jared Wallace was in this side, fuck, be all over him.
In a heartbeat, mate. In an absolute heartbeat.
Yep. VC captain options, probably captain options in this one. Not a lot, if I'm honest. If I had any of these players, Dolphins or Tigers players, I probably would just be kicking back and watching this game. I wouldn't be putting the armband on any of these players.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit the same. Like, Jermaine Osako's always got that upside, but pretty tough defensive matchup. Hammer, he's scoring tries for fun. He's always there or thereabouts. So, look, I'd be hard pressed if I owned him not to at least do a late VC on him if you've got plays in the next couple of rounds, next couple of games. Sorry.
Yep, for sure. Let's get into the next game. Sunday, 4:05 p.m. Dry track. Cowboys v Titans, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Actually, no, it's not a dry track. It's going to be a fucking very wet track, actually. Doesn't matter.
It's around this time of year, not.
If you own Cowboys players, listen closely, because this is your time to shine. Get that captaincy button ready. Hover the finger over the clicker, because you'll want to be firing these boys up. Cows, they're up for an absolute humping in this one. They're going to hump the Titans into the core of the earth, right down into the magma, the liquid hot magma. The Titans are absolutely fucked. I love the Cowboys' left attack in this one. Firma, he moves over to the right. I think when Fafita comes on, or if he starts in the right, Firma is a liability in defense. It really is. 7 line breaks conceded, 16 missed tackles. And if he is going to be defending near Boyd and Sammy, Oh, well, it's actually going to be
Yeah.
Harley Smith Shields now.
Oh,
But
it'll be Jojo Fafita.
Jojo Fafita. But those two had combined for 20 missed tackles and 10 line breaks. Look, and these stats are in 3 games, people. There's a bye in there.
Fucking hell.
So you look at Fermor, that's 7 line breaks and 16 missed tackles for an edge back rower in 3 games. I mean, Holmes is going to go fucking supersonic in this one. Holmes, straight up. We don't even have to say anything. Like, he's a captaincy option.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Titans. They've leaked a try to a fullback in every single game this season. 33% of their fucking tries scored against them go to fullbacks. That's ludicrous. Drinky is up for a big one as well. And if you want to add some salt into the injury, into that deep cut that is the Titans, the middle is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Someone is crashing over under the sticks in the wet. Is it a Reece Robson, dummy and go? Is it a big Griffin? Name? Is he going to crash over? Is Cotter going to get one? I'm telling you, one of these big boppers is going to crash over for one. I guarantee it. So take your pick, throw a dartboard at the Cowboys fucking team list, and captain whoever the dart lands on. That's pretty much how I'll be doing it.
Look, I'd even be advocating for the Chad. Look, I think he's a plug and play this week. Actually.
Captain him.
So
he's a big captain guy.
He's a big captain guy. So yeah, look, I across the park, there's so much green on the Cowboys side. It's not even funny. Look, Scotty Drinkwater, obviously, Holmes, Cole Felt, even on the other side, and Laybutt both have fantastic matchups. Like, I mean, Titans have been conceding points everywhere on the field. So it's going to be a tough watch if you're a Titans fan.
And, you know, if any of these Cowboys backs, like you said, Chad, if he's available, get him in. If you're struggling at halfback, Zach Laybutt, if he's out there, throw him in there. Even these front row forwards like Griffin Neem, get him in there. I mean, McLean, doesn't matter. Everyone's going to have a great game here. Honestly, the Cowboys are up for a big one. And because they got a little bit embarrassed by the Broncos, big bounce back game, they're home. Titans are just limping. They don't travel well. They actually don't play well in Queensland, the Titans. So that's another cross against them. So, yeah. Please.
It's going to be a tough one. Look, I think even Tommy Dearden has a really good one in this one. He's been in some serious form this season. That tackle last week was just incredible. We need to praise him a little bit there. That was it hurt, but yeah, it was a great tackle. Like, someone needs to
put up the Scotty Sattler tackle right up against the Dearden tackle. So it's
it was pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, like, and
arousing.
Like, as much effort as DCE in the State of Origin as well. Like, just never gave up. Never even looked like giving up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Captaincy options: Drinky, Holmes. Yes, please. There you go.
Yep.
They're your top captaincy options in this one. Like I said earlier, if you have a little Spartan man next to your name, not keen on you. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Look, Dave Fafita, shout out to him. 57 coming off the bench, playing probably I think it was like 60 minutes. Big effort play, but look, I don't think he's gonna have a fun time in this one. There's no upside for any of the Titans. And look, I think there's going to be a big amount of changes next week at TL.
Titans need 7 more David Fafitas in this game to help them. So, not going to happen.
7? I go as far as 12.
Just have a full team of David Fafitas. Oh, God. Exactly. All right. Yep. Yeah, you fire up the Cowboys. Let's move on. Sunday, 6:15 p.m. Raiders v Eels, GIO Stadium. As I've always said about the Raiders, don't know, don't care, so hard to read. I will say this, though. The Eels' left defense is the worst in the biz. The left is just disgusting. I know that they've gotten rid of Harper, but the stench of Morgan Harper will still be there. So I'm guessing this right edge for the Raiders could be up for something here. that Schiller looked good.
Yep.
If they get him the ball, I love that.
Yep.
Tomoko, even though he's not running at Harper, you've got Simonson coming in a little bit rusty. I do like Tomoko there.
Yep.
So, but even like, you've taken Harper out there, Blaze Talaki comes in. He's played 2 games. He's 7 missed tackles and 6 line breaks conceded in 2 games. I mean, Blaze is letting players blaze right past him, and you can write that down.
Good one, mate. Good one.
So for the Eels, I haven't finished, mate. Calm down. Just sit back down, bro. For the Eels, Brown, I think he should be a little bit more settled. He looked all over the place. Obviously, they've gone to him. You're the number 7 now. You're the general, and he shit himself. And it was very evident early on that Brown looked very uncomfortable in that game. So he should be a little bit more settled there. Yep. Gutho, like we said, don't care what the stats say. He could have a red box next to his name. We know that if the Eels are down, Moses or Brown, Gutho goes to a whole nother level. And reading into the defensive deficiencies of the Raiders, they're leaking to left attacks. And we saw what Gutho did out there in the left attack. He was playing basketball out there, fucking shooting to the left winger. Yeah. So Sivo, Blaze, Gutho, Lane, I think these guys could have success. Because you also have fucking Fogarty out there who's missed 13 tackles. And we know that Timoko is a bit of a liability in defense. He's missed 9 tackles and conceded 3 line breaks. So for the Eels, I like the left attack. And look, if I've got to pick anyone for the Raiders, I think it's going to be the right attack. But now that I've said the right attack for the Raiders, you know that they're going to score all their points down the left. Hard team to read. Yeah. What do you reckon, bro? What's your top matchups?
No, definitely. Look, Gutho, not from a statistical sense, but Gutho, because we know how he lifts when Moses or Brown's out. But because Moses is out, he's now goal kicking. Obviously, not goal kicking well based on how he shot that last one last week. But look, he's going to get an extra, maybe 8 points on this one. So add that to his score. I think he's going to be in everything because, he pumps himself into this game. So, look, statistically, Timoko and Dylan Brown have top. I ran it at hard. It was not favourable. Timoko and Brown have statistically the best matchups this week, coming up, scoring well and coming up against the best the worst defensive reads on those teams. I mean, captaincy wise, I'm not really overly keen on either. I think Jermaine Hopgood is one that I'm relatively keen on because obviously Maddo's lining up in the edge means that Jermaine's likely going to go 80, and I do like that. That's definitely one that I'm interested in. He's a pretty safe captaincy option this week, and if you've got him, definitely fire him up. I think that's a really good play. Plug and play wise, you spoke about him earlier. James Schiller is definitely one that I would consider. Scoring tries in preseason and in last week's game, they've been focusing a lot of their attack on the right side. I think it's going to stay the same. And I think Jordan Rapiner might be in for a big one as well. So we know that he gets involved in attacking forays on that right side. So it's more of a right-sided player. So definitely one that I'm interested there. Outside of that, if you've got Bailey Simonson floating around, might as well pick him up because we know that from last season he was a 55 to 60 point player. So when he locked down that edge, center spot. So definitely one to pick up there.
Yeah, love Simonson. Love Blaze Talagi as well. I think both these guys should be picked up. Blaze obviously going to get that dual eligibility eventually as well. So 5'8",
already
CCW. Already got it.
No, he won't. No, stupidly. Rob Sutherland, shout out, decided to put him down as fullback CTW dual. Has played CTW, great, but he's played most. I understand that he's played most of his games in Resi's at 5'8". So,
come on, boys, watch some football. Yes. Get your eyes on some football before you fucking make these decisions. Idiots.
Consult the guru, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
Yeah. Or ask anyone, for fuck's sake. We all know. All right. Look, Gutho, I do like him. I'd fire him up as a captaincy option. I do like Jermaine Hopgood as
for
well. Sure. If you needed some sort of last ditch fucking captaincy options, Tomoko maybe, and then like Bryce Cartwright. Just not Bryce Cartwright. Maddo, in case he does crash over there on the right edge.
Yeah.
Gutho and Hopgood probably the main ones there for me.
Yeah, I think a sneaky one for Dillbags as well, if he can turn it around from what he performed last week. We know he's got a bit of upside in him.
I know. Well, like, I'll be very...
But yeah, we got...
Yep, we got dicked there. We got dicked. We thought Brown was going to come out
we got
and
double dicked, mate.
Kill it, and he did not. Blaze scored more than him.
Yep.
All right, that's it for the games. So let's get into the happy ending.
Happy ending?
I got a building.
Let me break it down for you so you understand. I'll hold your hand like a small child. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Fuck yeah.
So, happy ending. This is how we're doing it. This year, we do a matchup draft. So, we pick 2 players each that we think have really good statistical matchups for the upcoming round. Then we do a plug-and-play draft where we pick 2 players who are owned 35% ownership or lower that we think are really good plug-and-plays for this week. And then we'll go head-to-head with a game, and we'll pick 2 players out of that game to go head-to-head. So, first up, we have the matchup draft. Wooker, you're up first, and we're going to dub your first pick the top statistical matchup of the round. What do you got for us, big boy?
So the top statistical matchup, in my opinion, is Scotty Drinkwater. Look, Titans are conceding 93 points per game to opposed fullbacks, and look, Scotty Drinkwater can score a try. The only thing that's a bit of a downside for this one is it's likely to be played in a little bit of the wet. So, look, I still think there's going to be a buttload of points scored in this one.
Yeah, I do like that pick, and I thought to myself, you know what? If he picks Drinky first, then I'm going to go Holmes with my pick.
I know.
Val Holmes. Yeah, I mean, up against this fucking right edge defense of the Titans, just give me some of Holmes. We've got Holmes in the Rubbers League. Heads up, he will be captained, and it is as simple as that. I don't care if it's raining. Yep. I don't care if he's got to wear a fucking snorkel. Val Holmes is going to go 100 plus in this one.
Yeah, kicking goals. He's going to have a sore foot after this one as well. Next up, I will go DDZ, lining up against Isaac Thompson. The Bunnies have conceded the most points to opposed right CTWs. They've conceded 88 points per game. Look, the introduction of CNK coming back, I think this is going to be huge for the output on the right-hand side. And, yeah, I think this one is going to be an interesting matchup. Bunnies seem to have turned a corner against the Doggies, so it'll be interesting to see how this one actually plays out.
Yeah, I like that. And I'm going to follow suit in the sort of smoky area. I'm going to go Bradman Best as my smoky statistical matchup.
Oh, I like that.
The Dragons conceding 56% of their tries to left attacks, which is great. Knights left attack. But 17% of their tries are going to left centers. And just to give you a bit of a gauge on why that's so impressive, 9% is good. 9% of your tries to centers is fucking hectic. 17%. So, Bird, that Dragons left edge defense is absolute pus. And yeah, I think up against Hunt, Sewer, Bird, that combo in defense, that is no bueno. I love Bradman Best. Coming off that game where he scored a try, got that one out of the way, a bit of a confidence booster. I think he gets another one in this game against the Dragons.
And we were big about him in the preseason. Like, I still think he's going to have a cracker of a season, especially considering Beast has been out. He's lost his edge partner. So, look, I think he's going to go strength to strength. He's had a couple of games with Tuala now. I do think that's going to fire.
Oh, yeah. So what do we got? We got Holmes, Drinky, and we've got DWZ and Bradman Best. I do like those picks for the top statistical matchups of round 5. Right, let's get into the top plug and plays. And I'm up first. So we're picking guys that are owned 35% or lower. You're going to love this one, bro. Griffin Neem is going to be my plug and play
Holy shit.
for round 5, baby.
Holy shit.
She's going to be a
From the
wet one in Townsville.
stars.
Titans are horrible.
Yeah.
Just talked about it before. They've conceded more Supercoach points than any other team. Titans pack is weak as fuck. They leaked 25% of their tries scored against them up the guts. They give up 62.2 points per player per game to middle attacking players. Cows pack have the second best matchup of round 5. The whole pack, apart from Cotter, get the green box of approval. Tits concede 60 points per game to front row forwards, which is the second most. Griff, he's already scored some. He's bagged some meat already this year up against the Dragons. Now I can just picture it in my head. Robson, pump fake, out the back, brainstorming, Griff the Biff. He crashes over, and with it, he scoops up 65 plus Supercoach points. You're welcome.
Look, I'm going to pump your tyres a little bit there as well. And we know that they are managing the minutes of Lolo. So Neem might actually get a bit of a bump in minutes as well. So
Griff,
he hasn't played the full season because I think he was out with an injury. So yeah, I think he's come back pretty strong. So good pick. I am going to go. I'm going to go same game. Fuck it. I'm going to go Kulikefu Fenifawaki. Lining up against the myth that is Bo Firma. Likely to be running up against the myth that is Bo Firma once Fafita comes on the field. And yeah, I do think that there is going to be some meat in there for Fenifawaki. And yeah, I'm all about it. They've conceded 63 points on average to opposed left 2RFs. If you look at the most of the games that Firma has played, which has been on against right 2RFs, they've conceded 72 points per game to opposed right 2RFs. So slide that into Fenifawaki, and yeah, I think with the quality that he's got in his line running and everything else, yeah, he can shake a tackle, and I'm all about it.
You just picked him because you can pronounce his name. All right.
Mate, I was practicing in the green room for a proper half hour.
It's a good reason as any, if I'm honest. Right, I'm going to go with my second pick. I do like this, Jack Bostock. I'm going to pick him as my plug and play. Had a field day last week.
I like that.
Tigers league 38% to left attacks, 25% to left wingers. Finns now more dominant on their left attack. Weird, I know, but they are. Averillo, such a beautiful ball player as well. He can draw 2-3 defenders. He can put Big Jack over. And the thing about Jack, strong in contact. He was bumping some dudes on the weekend.
He's very strong. Yeah.
So I would fire him up this week, especially if you've got a very weak, say, 4th CTW spot. You can pick this kid up and fire him up this week.
All right. So I'm a little bit undecided because I was expecting you to pick another player. But do I bet with my head or bet with my heart? Fuck it, I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to go Angus Crichton. I think his return game, Dogs concede 4th most points to opposed left 2RFs, conceding at 61 points per game. New combination, like I mentioned in the matchups, Josh Curran and Hutcho. Hutcho, he's going to think he can perform against his old club, and I think he's going to be put on his ass a few times by Angus Crichton. I was very close to going Isaac Thompson. So close.
I like it. I like the Gussie call. I mean, imagine if he comes out and plays 80 minutes.
Oh, fucking stop it. Stop it. Oh. Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be fucking amazing.
Now, I got one back on you last week.
You did.
On recaps too. Recaps because James.
I had you.
You did. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't do our little live cross on Instagram because I was at the pub and I was drunk, baby. So I definitely wasn't doing silly little fucking Instagram stories at the pub when I was in the TAB screaming my tits off. So it's 2-1. Wooker is up. And I thought, Well, I didn't think we have to do the Sunday game because I'm working.
Mm.
So, and the 6:15 game is terrible for dads, isn't it?
Yes.
So that only leaves Cows v Titans, and we have to veto Holmes and Drinky.
Yeah, that doesn't leave doesn't leave the top tier options, and it's going to be extremely interesting to see what we end up going with.
Your pick first, bro. You're up.
Fuck, I've done my head in with where to go with this one because look, the middle is so terrible. I went with a hooker against them last week, and it didn't do me too many favors. But fuck it, I'm going to back it up. I'm going to go Reece Robson.
Damn it.
I'm going to go Reece Robson because I think he's going to get some meat, and I think he might put away your boy Griffin Neem.
Griff the Biff.
Griff the Biff, yeah. So look, I was close to picking a couple others, but yeah, I'm not going to give it too much away. But look, I think he's got a sensational matchup. He's actually got a top matchup, and the only top matchup in this game. So conceding the most points to opposed hookers at 77 points. So yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm scrambling at the back here, as you can hear.
Yes. This is the best.
Yeah,
I love that.
That was definitely my guy. I'm going to, because I'm so big on Val Holmes and this left edge for the Cows, I'm going to go Muzza Talangi there, left wing.
Murray. Wowzers.
I think he gets one, maybe two. So Muzza versus Robson. That's the matchup, bro.
Everyone seems to forget that Muzza is like an absolute quality CTW winger. Like he's elite level.
Queensland winger. He's fucking very good.
Exactly.
Just it gets interesting when you veto the best two players out of a game.
Oh, like there's so many options. Like I was tossing up between Talangi came up, Kyle Felt, because I thought that the matchup is so good on that side. Tommy Dearden, we know that he's got some upside in him. But, mate, I couldn't go past Robson. Fuck, there's going to be some points in that one, I think.
I almost took Griff the Beef. I was very close. I can't.
Wouldn't that be poetic if Robson put him over the line 2 times and ended up scoring more?
Oh, man. So good. All right. No mandatory bets this week, but we lost, so we will be losing Manu, probably getting Dom Young in return in the Rubbers League. I won Matty Tomoko in the Loveless League, and I gave away Taylor May. Like I said earlier, a bit of a sideways trade, but Tomoko looks good. Looks really good.
Tomoko looks really good, man.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that right edge for the Raiders can keep kicking on. What about you, mate? How'd you go?
So I won the round, but I lost Cheese. Fortunately or unfortunately, I am keeping Cheese until waivers clear, and then he's gone skis. So Cheese was my third highest scorer. So he only scored 64. So you can imagine my team, mate. So. Look, he's going out of my team. I'm not 100% sure. I've got to look after this to see who's available and who I want to pick up. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one because hooker's been a real tough spot for me this season. Do I go Stone or do I just pick and stick? Do I A the position? I'm 100% not sure. Don't know. Fun times.
Yeah, no, I don't have that issue. But
I know.
I don't have any issues really.
Apart from the number of wins, but
I know that's the
you're making your way through.
Honestly, just look like every week I look at my team. I go, mate, look at my points for and against. I should be fucking pumping teams. Anyway, that is the rub of the green. Yes. I'll be right. I'll be better for the run home, just as long as I can not fucking lose players. And so far, that's been not too bad. Not too bad. All right,
definitely saved yourself some blushes.
Should we do some questions? Let's do some questions.
Yeah, let's hit some questions.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You want answers?
You know the question.
Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Hit me.
So in true fashion, the questions post has disappeared from my screen.
Cool.
So just bear with me for 2 seconds while it loads.
No worries. Should I play some
While I'm talking, it's
some
soothing
elevator music?
Elevator music, yes. Yeah. All right, so we've got a whole heap of questions. Like I think every man his dog asked a question today.
Pick 10.
So we've got
them all. Pick 10.
There are 10 left. So I answered a couple earlier today. So Adios has asked us, is there a chance you guys could run us through potential round 6 duels, even if they aren't set in stone? Have Clemmer, who's been doing very poorly as a backup in front row forward in a 14-man league. That's a deep league. So looking to trade for one of those players or from free agents. Jamin Jolliffe is probably the best option that's free at the moment. Thoughts?
It's probably something we need to put together in the waivers article. Hard to talk about off the dome.
In the waivers post, Jamin Jolliffe is definitely one that, look, he's only played one game at lock, so he's unlikely to get the 2RF. He's a front row forward at the moment. He's unlikely to get dual this round. If he plays a few more games at lock, then he might be considered, but yeah, he won't be getting into round 6. Other guys, like in front row forward, you would have said Josh Curran pre-TLT, sorry, but because he's been named on the edge, you can put a line through him, unfortunately. Look, the other guys, Leo Thompson is one guy that you'd probably want to target, but not necessarily going to be getting dual in the coming weeks. But yeah, we'll have a bit of a look, we'll have a head scratch and see if we can put something up. But they've changed the rules on how they're applying the like the new duels. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure whether. Yeah, anyone, Curran was 100% locked in to get it, and then I've heard a few different stories around that. So yeah, it remains to be seen. Haydos has asked us, what's Lomax stocks if he ends up at Para? Rumor is Matto is going the other way.
Wow.
Now I heard a press release today that he will be departing the Dragons at the end of the season, which means he potentially will kick stones until he can push for an early release, which would mean he would move to possibly the Eels. And if Matto goes the other way, I mean that would be pretty good for both sides, if I'm honest. Probably definitely better for the Eels because they've got a lot of coverage in their forward stocks.
Interesting and very interesting.
Look, I would be very concerned. I would be very concerned because obviously when and if Lomax goes to Para, he wonon't be goal kicking.
Will he though? What foot is Moses? Which foot is he broken?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
It
could be right
because if it's his kicking foot, I don't expect him to take goal kicking, especially if they have someone like Lomax in the side.
I think it's the opposite. I think if it's his foot that he plants, might be more of an issue. It's a good question for anyone who wants to ask a question over our good mate Brian. Yeah, but I would be concerned if I was a Lomax owner that his output might drop a little bit because he is definitely leaving and he's probably locked up a deal elsewhere. So anyway, Marco's asked us, is it time to pull the pin? Well, I think everyone jumped a bit early on him after that first round. And look, it was easy to wax lyrical on what he did in that first round because he was unbeatable. But yeah, I think we all kind of jumped the gun on him. Luckily, I missed him in Classic. I was focusing on other areas, but yeah, what are your thoughts, mate?
Honestly, didn't hear the question because your audio is jumping all over the place. So can you say it again?
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, Marco's asked us, is it time to pull the pin on Laybutt?
Yeah,
Cole Laybutt.
Yeah. Look, He's a guy that you can pick up free agents in good matchups. Really good start this week up against the Titans, but I don't think he's probably good enough now to stay, especially in your starting CTWs. Maybe you can carry him on your bench if you've got a bit of a CTW rotation or a deep bench. But yeah, he's just not showing what he showed in that first round, like you said.
No, exactly. Stephen has asked us, he's in a 10-man league with a 1-3 record. You know all about that. And he's put up a lot of sub 700 scores in 2 out of his 4 games. He's gone 3 weeks with sub 6 try involvements. It's actually pretty low. Looking at a 3-for-2 trade. So he's getting rid of Haas, Lussick, and either Jamin Jolliffe or Blake Laurie. How tough.
Can't do that.
To receive Britton Nakora and Robson. Would leave him short front row forward, but he's got Stefano on the bench that he can bring in. Do we think that he's making a good trade there? His current 2 RFs are pretty bad. He's got Bateman, which is all right. Firma, it's a bit iffy. Smithies, who's dropped a fair bit since his first couple of rounds, and Sorensen is injured at the moment.
Fuck. Look, Lussick and who was the other one?
Lussick and Jamin Jolliffe or Laurie.
So they're fillers. They're fillers.
It's just to pump up the trade.
You don't even think about them in the trade, right? So it's paying Haas for Robson and Nikora. Now, if you're not a captain's league, I like it because you're just getting a lot more points than Payne Haas will pump out, right? Yep. However, if it's a captain's league, Payne Haas comes back, pumps out 75 points every single round. He is a set and forget captain. That's where things get a little bit interesting because we're not seeing the Nikora of 2023. He's way down on his output. So I think if it's captains, I'd be keeping Payne Haas. If it's not a captains, make the trade.
Yeah. Look, I'm on the other side of the fence. I reckon just do the trade. Robson's in mad form at the moment. Nikora will surely rediscover some of that form, along with Nico Hines as well. I think it's a good one to put in the books. But look, it's a hard one to trade out Haas, who's a dead set captaincy option each and every week, matchup proof. Helen has asked us: is Brian Kelly still worth a get given the Titans' poor start? Currently stashing CNK, already own Turbo, and have been offered Kelly for him. Is it worth pulling the trigger or hold for better value? The fact that CNK is back now.
Yeah. Does Brian Kelly have like a little soldier next to his name, a little Spartan? He does.
Funnily enough, he does. Yeah,
then you fuck him off. That's what you do with him.
Yep. Yeah, so Helen, definitely stick true to CNK. He will fire again. And look, I think this round, if you've got him, fire him up. You mentioned that you're a Turbo owner. I'd actually be playing him ahead of Turbo this week because Turbo's matchup is horrible. David has asked us I like this question. David has asked us, how many comps are you guys in and what stakes? Just trying to gauge how I compare to you two on the degenerate scale. I had to make a second account as my first was maxed.
Jesus. I'm in too many. So, I actually like being in just one. I like being in Loveless League and just putting absolutely everything I have into that league. Effort. But Listener League, we're in Listener League, which is fantastic. And that's more or less like a public service in just teaching people how to play draft, how you should play it, and teach them how to play bets. But it's really good. And then I'm in this other fucking one. I shouldn't have started this, but I'm in fucking a work one. And it's against blokes that drop Gutho after one bad game, and they drop Moses because he's out 8 weeks. Yeah, it's silly. Silly. So 3. I'm in 3 and plus classic.
Taking candy from baby.
Doing a lot classic, actually.
Yeah, I noticed that. You bastard. Yeah, I'm in 5, and including a couple of classic leagues. So yeah, I think I've only got a monkey on the line for this one. So for this season, so it's I've trimmed down a little bit, thankfully. Yeah, but not too shabby. Going quite well in each of the leagues at the moment. So
yep.
yeah,
The Loveless
you've only
though,
just
it's
got me
a
on
$300
in
buy-in,
this-
so that's a pretty big buy-in. A lot of people go, "Whoa, that's a big
That's
buy-in."
right.
So
Yeah.
that's a decent buy-in.
Well, that's what most of the monkeys for, if I'm honest. But yeah, love it. Wouldn't stop it for the world. I missed the triple A. Joshy Schrader has asked us, look at dropping either Berry or Kelly. He's got Hammer, Lomax, and Tracy's his other CTWs. Look, I'd be dropping Berry in a heartbeat over Kelly. From what Kelly has been able to offer in the past, and the fact we haven't seen a game where Fafita starts with him on that edge. You'd be mad to. Yeah. So 4-man bench with no 2RF cover. So looking to bring in one out of Jaden Sewer, Kurt Capewell, who's injured, Kurt Mann, who's on the bench, Burbo, who's not scoring that well, and Connor Watson, who's also not scoring that well. And he's just mentioned that he's seen Teamless and Gussie Crichton's there. So I reckon the options are pretty much Jaden Sewer and Angus Crichton.
Yeah, Jaden Sewer is a clear leader.
I'd grab him.
A clear leader. You grab Jaden Sewer, and then a specky pick on Gus.
Yep, I agree. 100. David's asked a follow-up question. Hopgood and DCE for Hines. Thoughts? Also, and another trade option he's got is Butcher for Katoa. No, Butcher and Katoa owner. So they play, and you only play two RFs.
Yeah, wow. I don't mind it. Hopgood is obviously going to play well while Cardi's out, but he's actually a really good trade out target because he's been lucky with line breaks and tries in limited minutes, right? So he hasn't been playing a lot of minutes, and these line breaks and tries have been saving his scores. So he'd be a great trade out. However, without Cardi in the side, he's going to start pumping out really good scores consistently. So I'd pump the brakes on Hopgood because I think you probably get more for him later down the track. Like if you let Hopgood play the next 2 or 3 games where he's getting 60, 70 plus minutes and he's really padding out that average, I think you might be able to get more at it. But I do like where your head's at trying to get rid of Hopgood because I've been thinking about the same thing because I was like, look, I'm looking into his stats, I'm looking into the minutes that he's playing, and I'm like, fuck, he's really take these line breaks away, take these tries away, and it's not as sexy as it sounds.
Yeah, and the one thing where he could uplift is like he hasn't been throwing the offload around as much as we saw last season. I don't know whether he's pulled it away or like put it away or not, but look, it might be a real sharp down drop from what he's doing at the moment, especially when Cardi comes back. So yeah, might be something to watch for another couple of weeks because that value will inflate a bit.
100%. I mean, last week he played 55 minutes, right? So you need a lot more.
Especially when they've got a lot of middles now, and with Wiramu Greg back, he commands a fair bit of minutes now, and he was so good last season. So yeah, definitely food for thought. Brady has asked, how do I go about covering my 5'8" spot? He's got Metcalf out at the moment. He's got Nikora, Marju, Piakora, all on his bench that are also out at the moment. One free bench spot to utilize. He'd like to get TMM, Sarah Martin, for Metcalf, but he doesn't want to drop Metcalf. What should he do?
Metcalf's out for up to 5 months. Drop Metcalf.
Yeah. Look, Metcalf's value drops significantly when he broke his leg. If it was a hamstring injury or something, it was like a month out, you'd be keeping him for sure. For a guy who may average 60. If he gets back into the side, there's no guarantee that he'll get back into the side if the team's humming. So yeah, it's one that I would be very hesitant to hold. So yeah, I'll be dropping Metcalf for him straight up.
Hondos.
Yeah, actually, Dave commented on pretty much exactly what we spoke about. So yeah, he broke his leg, so he's out for fucking ever. Yeah, okay. So Cal has asked us VC captaincy this week: Eli Katoa, KPP, JMK, Dillbags, and Dave Fifita.
Yeah, love Eli Katoa as a VC option. Probably Dillbags as your captain.
Yep.
Probably how I'd go.
Yeah, I think so. I think the matchup's too good for Dillbags not to consider it. Yeah, I don't think Lightning will strike twice with him getting a sub 50 score. Tomo has asked us, is Zero worth a waiver claim?
Yes.
He's a Talakai owner, so as an insurance policy.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I think he's definitely worth a waiver claim. Low end waiver claim, but definitely bring him in.
Honestly, even high for me.
The skies are too high for him.
Yep, the risk is worth the reward. If it works out, it's bang. If he's on that left edge, and you made a waiver claim for him, you'll be going, oh god, what a smart move. And if he's not named, what you missed, you dropped your waiver claim in round 5. It's not going to matter in 3 or 4 weeks. Who gives a fuck? Have a go.
He's a special type of player, so definitely one that I'm interested in. B-Dub has asked us, any of these guys, any of these lads, a better option than Matto? Adam Elliott, Jaden Sewer,
nope.
Jason Bateman, no, John Bateman,
nope.
No, Matto's going to be awesome, especially when he's playing edge. No. Aaron has asked thoughts on Jacob Host as a free agent. Left to RF never goes that well for bunnies.
No, nah, not for me.
Yeah, it's a no from me as well. Timmy has asked us 12-man league, so playing the full 13 on the field, round 26 GF, and a captain's league. So do you reckon Jaden Brayley, who's been named to start, is a decent waiver now that he's starting? Okay, you write that down. Would you replace Little with him, or both equally mediocre and don't waste the time on a draft pick? Look, so long as Phoenix Crossland is on the bench, don't even consider Jaden Brayley.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Phoenix Crossland is going to command a decent chunk of minutes.
Yeah, and look, if this was Phoenix Crossland from 2 years ago, I'd be on a different end. But look, coming off an ACL as well, look, he needs at least 65 minutes to be relevant because he's a base heavy type of hooker. He's not the type of guy who's putting front rowers over the line and darting out a dummy half. So yeah, it's a no from me. I reckon stick with Little. He's going to have some injury issues through the season, and we've seen that from him in the past. So it's something to manage. But look, coming from an owner of Jaden last season, he's got an ACL in him. So yeah, be careful. Ollie has asked us 12-team league. They're playing the reduced team, so 10 starters. Round 26 non-captains league. Current coming. He has Fafita, McInnes, Frizzell, Eli Katoa, and TRF, two playing. Going to propose Tristan Saylor plus one of his TRFs for a decent hooker. Who to let go? So that's out of Fafita, McInnes, Frizzell, and Eli Katoa. But, I mean, if you're going to be giving any, you'd be giving McInnes or Frizzell. Or both, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So look, that's probably what I'd be looking at is possibly even packaging up McInnes and Frizzell plus Tristan Saylor to get a decent hooker.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you might need to up it to, but like it's a pretty big jump from McInnes and Frizzell to Eli Katoa or David Fifita. So that's what I would be going with personally.
Yep.
Cool beans. Well, that's it from Patreon. Are there any ones from YouTube we need to hook through?
Let me have a little bit of a look. It's just It's just people giving you shit on your audio and your recording, which is pretty funny.
Standard.
Handcuffed Iro to Talakai. Other CTWs are Carraz, Gagai, Savage, and Kelly. Do I try and sell Talakai now or hold off and see what comes of next week's TLT?
Mate, I'll be hesitant trying to fucking sell him after a 17.
Yep. No, you just, hold off. Just see what happens. You've done the right thing. You've got Iro and Talakai, so you're safe. But just see what happens to TLT next round. Any chance of classic team reveals? Yeah, we could do that for sure. For sure, we might do that on Instagram. Might get that up this week sometime. Because I'm going all right this year. If I'm just did sell Hines and kept Nathan Cleary, so big move, big dick move. still scored like 1,100 with 300,000 in the bank. So.
That's not too shabby. I went about 10.50. I also kept Cleary. I got rid of Hines to get Lockie Galvin. Didn't really end up the way I imagined it would go. So yeah, I'm licking my wounds this week, but yeah, it's looking good for next.
Yeah, nice. Look, apologies to everyone that joined on the YouTube live. It was a little bit choppy. We will attempt to fix these bugs. We'll see how we go. I don't know. Oh, God.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Let's get out of here, bro. That is the final siren. Make sure you go follow us on all the socials. Well, really just Instagram. I could be fucked looking at anything else. Jump on the Patreon, the Rub Club. Get amongst it. Get in the Discord. Get all these stat sheets.
Yep.
Fill yourself up to the eyeballs.
Humming.
With stats and win your matchups. It's as simple as that. We give you the stat sheets, you win your matchups. It's a really good relationship, guys. Get amongst it. But yeah, that's it for tonight, bro. Remember that many things a man can do with his time.
This is better than most things.
Yeah, damn right, Walker. Catch us next round on the Weekly Rubdown.
You can take me now. I have seen it all. Get that India.
Ta-ta!